Okay, step number 1, we need to go into Unreal. Go into Unreal, and in your browser here, launch a 4.10.2 project. So first things first, we're going to make a new project, and it's going to be a third-person project with no starter content. And just call it man. Doesn't matter. Third-person project with no content. And the next step, once that project's created, go to the marketplace, go to categories, change it to characters, and we're going to download the Infinity Blade Warriors pack. So click on that, go to add to project, click show all projects, click your project, and there's a drop down to change it from 4.10 to 4.9. Click that and hit OK and add to project. And I'll keep this screen up for a second so you guys can see. We did a little bit of this last time, so we're kind of revisiting it. So again, you check the show all projects, click your project. It's going to throw an error, select version 4.9 from the drop down and hit add to project. And that may take a second to download. When it's done, jump in the browser, and this is where we should all be at. You guys good?
It seemed like it had kind of Dark Souls.
Yeah, it was inspired by Dark Souls. It sucks, but yeah, it's one.
My friend's the one that always played it.
Yeah. I bought it because it was Dark Souls inspired. I really regret it.
I figured out where I missed it.
Okay guys, everybody here? Are we waiting on anybody? It's important to tell me if we're waiting on you, because if you don't tell me and we cruise, then we're going to leave you in the dust.
It won't let me. Wait.
So we have to go to the Infinity Warrior, right?
What's that?
Yeah, Infinity Warrior. I got it.
Are you still working on a game outside of school?
I'm working on financial software.
Financial software?
It's extremely boring.
Sounds boring.
I think it's cool.
Because you get a paycheck.
Wait, did you say what that starts from?
You just wait for it to running and then start.
Most of the other professors here are working on games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody with me? All right. Now, the next step we're going to do, we're going to go to Content, click on the Content folder, click on the, where the hell is my stuff? Did this load? What the hell?
Right by filters, to the left of it,
Uh-huh.
to where filters is, to the left of it, click the little that. That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, I'm missing my assets, though.
Oh.
Maybe I need to add them to the project. Add to project, what's the problem here? Oh, man. I clicked the wrong project. There we go. Alright, so you want to click on the Infinity Blade Warriors folder and filter that based off of skeletal mesh. And I don't want to use the naked man. Kind of over him. This guy's relatively humanoid, but he's got a dress on. What about this guy? This guy's not bad. Got a texture. Alright, let's use
The executioner.
the executioner. This guy. So what I want you to do is, his name is SK Care M Forge. Right click on him. Asset Actions Export. Right click on that guy. His name is SK Care M Forge. Right click, Asset Actions Export. Go ahead and save that somewhere you can get to it quick. And then go into Maya and import this guy into Maya. File, import, and throw this guy into Maya.
It was one of the ones that didn't have a little bit of name. So it's
Alright, so
like,
which character do we Whoa! He is joining our small scales.
yeah. Because where I left off, I haven't done any.
Where you
of that
are you
one.
using
Where I left off
the-
was where the input
the
is
blue
over here. Just got the
It says jar import.
I just super lazy yesterday. Like, finally wanted to play a game. I'm like,
So right click.
what?
Yeah, right click. Go to end up.
Just lazy.
Then save it to like this.
Depends on how motivated I feel.
But this is game time.
Are you a teacher of the Friday projects class? That's where you get your game development.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. That's a really fun class.
How are we for this class making the game? Is it like we're making a 2D platform, or like how do you decide
You
that?
guys will decide that.
Decide
Team decisions.
how like
Once you get that open, go to file. and-
do we look at like how much time we have to finish?
You're just gonna do something that's manageable. Alright, guys, alright, we're all here. We're all in Maya. We've got this guy. This is gonna be a really fast, easy process. Go up to Edit at the top. Delete all by type. History. Edit, delete all by type history. And then drag a box over this character and it will select the skeleton. And then hit the delete key on your keyboard. And the skeleton will be deleted, but the character will stay.
Why is the door shut?
When you go to this,
So they could. It's really hard to hear me when that door's open.
Oh.
Is it hot? I know it's hot in here. We'll open it. This will be done in like 20 minutes, and we'll be. So again, edit, delete all by type, history. Drag a box over the character. It will select the skeleton, and then hit the delete key on the keyboard. You should have nothing but character left. Then go up to File, Export All. File, Export All, and at the drop down at the bottom, change it to FBX Export. And on the right hand side, the settings we want are smoothing groups in geometry, uncheck animation, and uncheck cameras and lights. And then export it. And go ahead and export this character as Forge to Mixamo.
which ones do we? The geometry.
So you want smoothing groups in geometry checked on.
Okay.
You want to uncheck animation,
Got it.
and you want to turn off cameras and turn off lights.
Got it. Got it. That's it.
And export it called Forge to Mixamo as an FBX. Now fire up Mixamo and upload him. Click on Store, click on Upload, select character, and upload. And the auto rigger will pop up, and you just click next, and then you're going to drag these little UI to match the diagram on the right hand side. So the chin will go to the chin, the wrists will go to the wrist, the elbows to the elbow, the knees to the knee, and the groin to the groin. And you can look up at my diagram and match it.
Like the 3D model example better.
Yeah.
Auto rigger.
Yep, click next. Crap.
I was also watching the first half of the class. I was watching what they were doing. Well, I'm interested in level design too.
So this guy actually, if you're still there and you're not auto rigging, change it to from standard skeleton to 3 fingers, because he's got mitts. It won't matter if you haven't done that, but at the bottom there's a drop down that says 3 chain fingers.
Where's he at?
Huh?
we know a bit about animation.
I don't know. Probably just a visual bug. And then click OK.
No, that's definitely a.
Is that a problem or a visual bug? Just try it again.
Yeah.
What? Like what though? What are you expecting them to be like? All you have to do is watch the first video of
This guy's got like
English Under again.
high heel boots on or something.
Or
It's really
I agree to some degree, but like when you're first learning something,
Hey.
obviously like basic understanding, you have to do it over and over.
You just watch.
It was to keep you. It was to let so you didn't
There's
walk
no
around
way
and
to
cook.
keep up or to catch up.
Yeah. Keep your feet out of the food.
All right, so everybody should be here
Keyboard, you know, Google
with the executioner moving around.
it was really loud. That's why.
We'll give everybody another couple minutes here to catch up. If you're finished and you want to go forward, click next, go forward, and put the idle animation of the guy like fighting in a fight pose on this guy if you're moving forward. If you're still here, just work along with me. Is there anybody that
After you get this,
click next? Oh yeah, change it to 3 fingers. You want a 3-finger skeleton.
My bro's different again. I swear to God, the bro changes every single time.
All right, is anybody not here?
Well, he's from the SFB.
Do you need help?
Yeah, it should be. That's how ours are.
You guys okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were, but now they're big.
What?
See? His
Yours
shoulders
have
are.
dislocated shoulder.
I know. No, they're both dislocated.
Same thing?
One
Wait, did
was
you
like
already
down.
on the SDS?
Hey, is that the same error?
I guess so.
Uh,
Well, that's why.
try and re-export it from Maya.
When you start putting the SDF
Re-export
files,
it?
it's when his
Yeah.
shoulder
You deleted the skeleton, right?
Well, mine was dislocated.
Yeah.
Bad.
Go to Maya.
Should've.
Or, yeah. Go to File, Export All. And
It still takes 2 minutes.
on the right-hand side, the only thing you should have, yeah, smoothing groups is selected. Animation, no, keep everything else that was checked. Animations off, cameras, lights off, right?
Yes.
That's all you did?
That's it.
Okay, re-export it. Who knows, maybe there's an issue with the exporter, I don't know. Was refined assets content checked on?
Only go in 1 ear, so they actually like go in the ear.
Should be smoothing groups, smooth mesh,
Reference assets and content.
referenced assets content.
Yep.
Check that on.
Yes, it is.
Alright, export it. Try it again. Okay guys, let's move on here. Anwar, are those guys good? Alright, click next, move on. View in my assets. Now go to the store, and in the store type in the search idle. And there is a fighting idle. Click on it. It should look like this. And your executioner should be doing the fighting idle. Alright, we're going to move on here. Click up in the right hand side, there's an orange button that says Add to My Assets. Click Add to My Assets, then it changes to View Download. Click that. And then there's another orange button that says Queue Download. Click that. And some options will come up, and you want to change the format from FBX to FBX for Unreal, and change it from skin to without skin. Make sure it's FBX for Unreal Engine 4. If you're behind, just look up here real quick so at least you get a remember what this step is when you get there. FBX for Unreal Engine 4 without skin. This is the animation. Queue download, and it's going to process, and then once it's done processing, download that file. That's a zip file, so you'll have to extract it when you get there. So just remember the name of that file. Okay, the next thing we need to download is the actual character. So on that page, there's a link that says My Characters up in the upper left. Click on My Characters. Then you should see your Forge to Mixamo executioner guy. Click on him. And we need to download this guy, but there is no download. Oh, here we go. When you click on him, there's an orange Q download button. Click on that. Change the skeleton to FBX for Unreal Engine 4. Keep it at a T-pose, which is fine. And hit Q download. And then when that file's done processing, download that. So downloaded two files, an idle animation and the character. And when they're done downloading, you'll have to select both files and extract them.
Which one were we looking for, the animation?
Idle. So you can select those two files, right click, 7-zip, extract here. So you should have two files. One will be called Forge to Mixamo, and the other one will be called Idle. And they're both FBX files. They should be in your downloads folder. So you just need to queue those downloads. So download the character and download the animation. They're two separate files.
Yeah.
You guys with me?
I got the character in the download, but
Okay, can one of you guys help him? Doesn't matter which. Anybody. Or, yep, that's fine. He's got it.
My character.
I got him queued. He is queued. The animation.
Go to your animation. You think the FBX to equals
Okay.
Got it? So download both of those files and then go to their location and extract them.
Was that delete my type history and then move?
Edit, delete all by type history, and then export it as a FBX.
FBX. Cool.
Import it in Mixamo.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we got these two files. Let's move on here. Jump into Unreal. And in Unreal, geez, click on Content, and then click on Filters and reset your filters. Now make a new folder in Content and call it Man. So right-click in Content, go to New Folder and call it Man. And in that folder, import your Man to Mixamo file. So that should be in your Downloads folder now. Or Forge to Mixamo, sorry. So click on Import, and then import Forge to Mixamo. And don't change the skeleton to anything, just keep it as none. And click Import All. So again, what we did was, in Unreal, right-click, New Folder, call it Man, and then go into that Man folder, click the Import button, and import forge to mixamo.fbx. And it's going to give you a bunch of errors. That's okay. Errors are okay. Guys, if you feel like you're really behind at this point, it's probably better just to watch. I'm recording this video. We will literally be done with this in 5 minutes. And I just want to make sure that we move ahead here. Alright, so the next step, I want you to, there should be an icon that says Forge to Mixamo in your folder there. Double click that, and the executioner guy should come up. And you have the three tabs at the top, Skeleton, Mesh, and Animation. Click on Skeleton, and then click on the Retargeter Manager button at the top left. Click on the Skeletons tab and the Retargeter Animation button at the top. Now in here, where it says Setup Rig, there's a Select Rig drop-down. It says None. Change that to Humanoid. Select Humanoid Rig. And it's going to auto put in the results for that. Then on the bottom right hand side, click Save Pose. And then in the upper right hand side, X out of this window. Now I want you to, you can close out of this executioner guy for a second. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we just did for this guy to the mannequin. So in order to get to the mannequin, click on Content, click on Mannequin, then click on Character, then Mesh, and you'll see a folder in there called SK Mannequin, Skeletal Mesh. Double click that, and do the exact same thing you just did. Click on Skeleton, Retargeter Manager, drop down to Select Humanoid Rig, and hit Save. Save Pose. Then X out of this window. So we just did that same process for two characters, the mannequin and the executioner. Alright. When you're done with that, close out of that window. And we got a couple more steps and we are finished. So go out, right now you're in Content Mannequin Character Mesh. Click on the character folder, the mannequin folder. There should be a folder in there called Animations. Double click that. And you should see 9 files in there. I want you to shift select the 8 files on the right, not selecting the third person anim BP. Then right click on those files and you're going to go retarget anim assets, duplicate anim assets, and retarget. Now in here on the left hand side you will see the mannequin character, and he's the source, and on the left hand side of that you'll see a drop down under name where it says Forge to Mixamo skeleton. Select that Forge to Mixamo skeleton and the executioner will pop up, and then hit select, and then that just retargeted those animations onto the executioner. The animations from the guy that's currently running around in game, which is the mannequin. Now do the same thing that you just did, but for the third person anim blueprint, which is the file to the left of those 8 that we just retargeted. So select that file, right click on it, retarget anim blueprints, duplicate anim blueprints, and retarget. Same process, you got your mannequin on the left, click Forge to Mixamo, and you'll see your executioner on the right. Click select, and it will retarget. Alright, now the last step here to getting this guy is click on your character that's in the game, and on the right hand side there will be 2 tabs when you scroll down a little bit. One's called Animation and the other one's called Mesh. Go ahead and change the mesh in the drop down to Forge to Mixamo, and then above that in the anim blueprint drop down where it says none, change that to third person anim BP copy. Third person anim BP copy. And when you're finished you can hit play, and now the executioner will be running around in the game. But he doesn't have his textures on him, so let's go ahead and get this guy's textures on him. So I need to figure out what the heck textures this guy's using. So let's see. This guy's using mCare Forge. So we just need to put the textures on our guy in game called mCare Forge. So if you double click, if you select your character that's in the game, and then on the right hand side under mesh you'll see a little picture of him. Double click that picture, and now on the left hand side where it says mCare Forge, click that little drop down and you'll see a browse search assets, and in there type in Forge and click the one at the top that says mCare Forge, and it should change the textures. Then up in the left hand side click Save, and now that will put the textures on there, but we want to go ahead and put the idle animation that we saved from Mixamo on this guy as well. So the way to do that is to click on the Animation tab on the right hand side, and you can pull where it says size over to see the names of these, where it says type, sorry, to see the names of these animations. And we want to replace third person idle copy 2 right click on it, re-import animation, go to your download folder and select that idle that we exported from Mixamo. So again, to do this, you click on the animation tab for this guy, and then you'll see a list of the animations. You can pull it, the word type over, and see the animation names. You're looking for third person idle copy 2. Right click on it, re-import animation, and then pick that idle file that you picked or that you downloaded from Mixamo. And he should now be playing. I see your hand up over there. He should now be playing the idle animation that he got from Mixamo. When you're finished, go ahead and click Save, close out of this window, and then hit Play. And your guy will now have textures, and his idle will be the idle from Mixamo. Instead of the idle that he used the first time. Are you guys good? You guys get it? Can one of you guys go up there and help her?
I have a question about animations. Like you know how like when you move, it kind of like really goes back to the idle position really quickly. Is there a way to like make it like softer and blend better?
Absolutely. And I was trying to find that. There's like a kind of a graph that shows. You know how to get there?
Yeah.
What's that? How do you get there?
It's in the animation. Oh, trade seats. Trade seats. I'll show him, and you can help him.
Good idea.
So what you're talking about is a blend. It's
Yeah.
a one-dimensional blend. You do this in an animation folder. It's right. Oh, jeez.
It's funny because I might end up be learning that in this
Yeah.
tutorial.
So you have blend spaces, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Oh, that's
In your animation blueprint, let's do some mannequin. Actually, I can just. So you'll have this, right? You have a few things, right? Ew, gross. Let me show you the third person stuff. I can show you how to create your new one.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you the one that they made. So the mannequin, with all its cool animation junk, has 2 animation stuff. So it's an 2D thing, right? Jeez, this is a shame. Let's just drag you out there. You're free. Don't record. So you have 2 things here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have you'll have a first things first is this variable about where is it moving from not moving to walking to a normal walk to is pacing to the run,
Oh, okay.
right? And that's
And
how
that's more like 3 animations in one.
yes, because you'll have your idle here,
Yeah.
your walk, and your run,
Okay,
and
so
they'll
that's
all be layering together.
that's how
now,
you do it.
Now, let me show you something more avant-garde, right? Where's the 3D? Where's the other one? This is not it. This is just the other one for the other character. Now, I need to show you that. I need to show you that. This is what I need to show you. Well, this is animation blueprint. So, this is the animation blueprint for how things are run. And this is something that, like, really, let's do this, animation can do this.
Yeah.
But pretty much just like how the animations run, and I'll do all that cool stuff. So you can have blend spaces. You can also right click, and you can. I don't think you can make. You can make animation blend spaces here, and like you'll have jumps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how stuff like that. You can actually go in the graph, and when he's in the air, it'll play the in-air animation.
Yeah.
And this kind of stuff, right? So right click, and I'm gonna show you the harder one, which is blend space, which is another blend space, and I'll make it for the mannequin skeleton, and I'm gonna put this delete me. There you go. So you can delete him afterwards. So this one has much more stuff, right? Oh, gosh. Getting things not to do that. That's gonna be the next thing that Unreal needs to make. Like hold Alt and then just make it just pop out. But till then, there you go. Now then, this is on multiple stuff, right? So you can right click here and like add a parameter, or revolves ones. You can edit the parameters here, enable blend spaces, and you sort of drag out animations here. So if you had this, and mannequin doesn't have walk, left, right, turns, all that kind of stuff. But what you'd have is you'd have the idle in the middle. So I suppose it was. Do not remember the shortcuts for this, unfortunately. It's just like I dragged the animations. So you would have your idle here, you would have your walk forward, and you would have your turns, right? So you'll have your turn left here, and you'll have your turn left run, and then turn right run, back turn, back.
That's cool.
It's really cool when you get all like animations, layers of animations playing on top of each other.
Yeah.
And they all work flawlessly. But it's just like that thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can, unfortunately, with the mannequin, it doesn't show you all that.
Yeah.
There's videos. There's also offside.
Well, I'm actually learning blend spaces now, so it's funny that I asked right when you showed me.
Yeah, don't worry, man. And Animation Blueprint, this is your friend, and that's how games work, man.
Yeah.
Make your own.
Do you show him?
Yes.
Thank you.
I actually wanted to see
Learn that.
but it's on video, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, the tutorial video I'm actually watching right now is blend spaces. I didn't realize that.
The last thing I want to show is how to create a custom animation for this guy, so programmers can call it. So say the mannequin in here doesn't have like a fighting animation right now. So let's go ahead and give him a fighting animation. And I want you guys to just watch this process. Don't do it. Basically, I'm just going to go to Store, Animations, and I'll pull this punch in. Just any punch. This one here. So here's a punch, add to my assets, view download, queue download, Unreal 4 skeleton without skin, download. It's going to take a sec to process. I have to delete these because it only lets me download so many at one time. Download, I'm going to go to that location, extract it, replace. And now there's the file. And in Unreal, this is super easy. All you do is go to your man, go to animation list, and you're going to go to create asset, create animation from reference pose, and we're going to call this punch. This is a brand new animation. Right click on it, re-import animation, and we're going to pull in the punching FBX that we just got from from Mixamo, and there he's punching. And now he has a new animation in his list of him punching, so the programmers can then go say, hey, when you push whatever button, he punches. Does that make sense? Okay guys, I know that was a lot.